look, it can't find any mythic opponents that can beat us, so it's resorting to diamond. Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to learn how to climb the ladder on the alchemy ladder. Now, how are we going to do this? We're going to reuse some tech that we've used in a previous video, and that is the Warleader's core. Now, I have seen this around quite a few, little bit on the ladder, but you know, the alchemy ladder is still mostly packed full of rubbish like Rusco and the Alpha 9 bird and things like that, and trying to grind you down with the One Ring and Sunfalls and things like that, which is why the slightly slower version of the deck that I released with Warleader's Call is struggling a little bit, because if they are running Sunfall or they're running the Ring, you can get into a bit of trouble. So what I was thinking is what we need is a deck that is cheaper to maximize the effect of this card. Now, as such, we're kind of pivoting into small red and white creatures that can sort of have some sustain on the board, because ultimately, if they can't get to Sunfall, because we don't let them get to 5 mana, then all they can really do is kill our creatures or exile them one at a time, and that's going to still lead us in a good position if we're having this card down. And lots of ways of creating tokens, so that's the goal of the deck. So 4 Crawling Chorus, when it dies we get a 1/1 Might with Toxic. We don't really care about the Toxic, we just care about when it dies we get another creature back. We're running the Harried Spearguard, which is a 1/1 with haste that gives us a 1/1 that can't block. So better that the creature has, neither of the actual things that come out of these can block, but so this is just better for our deck because it has haste. We're also running 2 of the Novice Inspector, which is a 1/2 which doesn't give us another creature when it dies, but it investigates when it enters the battlefield. The Investigate is nice with the Regal Bunnicorn, because this is power and toughness equal to the number of non-land permanents we control, and the Clue is a non-land permanent, but also the Clue can be used to help us draw. So, you know, this is a nice little addition to the deck, and it is a 1/2 as well, so its stat line is better than a 1/1, which these two have. So I'm getting on board with the Novice Inspector, and I did want to round us out to 10 1-drops to make sure that we, you know, have one in our opening hand more often than not. We're running 3 of the Case of the Getaway Express. Now, this was a bit of a card that I slept on earlier. It's a 1 and a white for a uncommon enchantment case, and when this case enters the battlefield, you choose target creature you don't control. Each creature you control deals 1 damage to that creature. So because we are a go-wide deck, we're probably going to have a few creatures up by the time we choose to play this. Really, the ideal with this card is to have 3 creatures out, kill something with 3 toughness, then attack with your 3 creatures, because to solve this case, 3 or more creatures attack this turn. And if we solve it, it gives creatures you control get +1/+0, which going wide is really, really nice. Now, I did think, it'd be nice to include this with some creatures with Death Touch, because each creature deals 1 damage to that creature. It's kind of like a destroy effect. But, you know, we could try that again. I mean, the thing about the Death Touch thing is it feels like a bit of a sort of, you know, you can kill things for 2 mana in black anyway, and most creatures that have Death Touch are black. So, you know, by putting this in, yeah, it doesn't feel, it's probably more of a meme than anything. So anyway, in this go wide deck, this seems really nice, because it gives us that option to have an extra sort of anthem effect or a buff effect to the power of all of our creatures. And it only costs 2, and it's a bit of removal for us that can then turn into an anthem. So pretty nice. 2 Regal Bunnicorns, 4 Resolute Reinforcements, and 4 Rally at the Hornburg. Now, Resolute Reinforcements is in standard, so 1 and a white flash. So it has the advantage that it has flash, so if we suspect our opponents of board wiping, then being able to hold this and play it in their end step is nice. But Rally on the Hornburg has the advantage that the creatures we create gain haste. It also gives other humans we control haste, so if we happen to play a Novice Inspector in the same turn, or Anim Pakal, then we can actually give the Anim Pakal haste. Can make a difference in some games. Still running 4 of the Sanguine Evangelist. I really like this card because with the Battle Cry, it's another way to buff all of our creatures. Basically, we can win a game by hitting them with 1/1s, but it's unlikely. Often we're going to need to make them at least 2/1s. So having the Case of the Getaway Express, the Evangelist, and Imodane's Recruiter, all as well as Warleader's Call, all as ways of buffing the creatures we're creating, we've really always going to hit at least one of these, right? We've got 14 cards that could potentially buff our little creatures, not to mention the Bunnicorn and Anim Pakal that are going to grow with our creatures as well. So we've got a lot of win cons in this deck. That's what I like about it. 4 of this, 3 Imodane's Recruiter. Imodane's Recruiter it's kind of been around as a bit of a top end in Boros aggro decks for a little while now, but it's the 2/2 that when it comes in, it gives other creatures we control +1/+0 and haste. We're rarely going to use the sorcery to create 2/2 White Knights of Vigilance because it costs 5, so it's too expensive. But you never know, in games where they've managed to board wipe us, and this is what we top deck, then rebuilding the deck, you know, that adventure can come in useful. 2 Squee, because it gives us some recursion on the deck for against board wipes again. You know, go wide decks, their weakness is always board wipes, so, you know, being able to recast stuff from graveyards is very, very nice. Also, being able to enter the battlefield with haste and then create another 1/1 at haste is extra damage with Warleader's cool. And then 2 of Anim, Pakal, Thousandth Moon. Now this, when it came out, I thought was going to be really good and didn't see a lot of play with the last set that came out, but this deck, it feels pretty ideal because it's basically a must kill for them, as this thing's going to start spitting out more and more 1/1 gnome artifacts, which are all going to start triggering damage through Warleader's cool. There'll be 2/2s if that's out. Because of the effect goes on the stack when we attack. If we, for example, have the Evangelist out, we can order the things on the stack such that it creates all the 1/1s from Anim Pakal, then they get the +1/+0 from the Battle Cry of Evangelist, so those things can be big even on the turn they come in, which is really nice. Then we're running 22 lands in this deck, which can get us into trouble sometimes. I've thought about cutting an Evangelist, making it 23, which, you know, it's kind of a bit of personal preference how many lands you want to play. I have kept the number of tap lands to a minimum. We've only got 3, with 2 of them being the Bivouacs. Now, it's partly because I only have one of these, but also you really don't want tap lands in this deck, and if they're going to be tapped, then, you know, being a creature land which can finish off games for us is a nice, you know, reason for having a tap land. These ones are less useful in this deck. We really don't want to be hitting tap lands, and I'm tempted to remove them altogether, to be honest. So again, personal preference, but just a note that the tap lands can cost you a curve out with this deck. Now, it is super fast, but because of the stickiness of the Chorus, of the Spearguard, and the Evangelist, it's actually really difficult for our opponents to board wipe us and then not cause themselves more troubles the next turn, because board wipes are a minimum of 4 mana, right, generally. Now, they could be running one of the little janky black ones, like all creatures get -1/-1 or -2/-2 or something, which can cause some issues on like turn 3, but those are extremely rare in best of 1 decks, and this is a best of 1 deck. I wouldn't really play this in best of 3. This is there to punish the people who are relying on Sunfalls to clear the board, because if they're relying on Sunfall, I mean, if we go first, they're never getting to 5, and if we go second, they could potentially get to 5, but we'll probably have something to follow it up with to finish off the game, not such as a Squee or, you know, rally at the Hornburg, you know, on top of a Warleader's cool, because it's not going to a Sunfall, and Farewell is not in Alchemy anymore. So, you know, this is, I think, a really, really strong deck. I've been having some wonderful success with it. So watch me play 10 games, see how we get on, and we'll have a look at the stats at the end. Enjoy. Alright, here we go. Been having a bit of fun with lands lately, and it looks like this one's no different. You can't keep it if you haven't got the colours, so we'll ditch it. Jesus. 2 tap lands is also very bad, but at least it's something to bottom. 2 of these is no good anyway. So let's put one of these, in case it's against mono red. At least we need to be able to play something without complete pain. What do we think we're against? Ah, maybe it is mono red. Recognise that card. I would love to play the Bunnicorn first, but I think against mono red it's best not to, because if we play this down and it's like a 4/4 already, then it's never getting killed, so that's got to be the better play. So we'll just play the 2 ones that stick. And then we go from there. stuck on one and we're stuck on two. Two is a lot better than one, though, in fairness. Anyone there? Yeah, up to two. Mismatched basics as well. Okay. Inti. A way of finding some more, hence why they kept their deck, kept their hand. The decisions aren't that difficult at this stage of the game, I would think, but maybe they've got connection problems. Those cogs wearing. Sasuk 00047. Very catchy. One of these. Gotta be a disconnect, right? Okay, that takes the choice out of our hands. No. Because we want to be able to attack with three things to solve the case of the Getaway Express. Warleader, really? Interesting. Searching for that land. No, not searching for a land. What is going on? What? Where's my land? The problem is that Marauder is really good draw potential, right? We don't really want to enable that unless we have to. Where's my lands, man? Drawn 3 cards, 0 lands. We'll take it. Not the wildest, most exciting fast start to a deck, but we'll take it. All right. Shadow Mage on the draw this time with absolutely awful hands. So none of our 1-drops, and the only 2-drop is the one that relies on 1-drops. So we'll probably ditch that. Keep this one. So out of the 2, I think we'll keep Squee. Novice Inspector. So one first little pig. Attacks. And then hopefully we can kill whatever we need to with the case, and then trigger the ability. Solve it, I mean. But looks like our opponent might be eyeing up our creatures, so let's see. Interesting first.
I'll have this fight finished before brunch.
Oh!
I'm tired of your secrets.
Okay. We'll ditch one of these. This looks pretty good. Because then we can attack. Get Lily down to 1.
Now you've got my attention.
Make us discard. I guess we'll discard the rally because Squee is just a better version and we can afford it. And really, by lowering their own hand, I think they're going to cause themselves more issues than us. Let's see. Now, this guy.
Drop it.
Rally. Sunfall, they must have another one. If they do have another one, they haven't got another land to do with it, so that's interesting. You will go there, you there, and the spare one can go here. So that Liliana definitely dies. Oh shit, didn't see that, didn't think that through. Okay. Liliana's still dead.
Fine. I know when I'm not wanted.
Ooh, not great, because we didn't have a lot of removal left. No attack for now. I mean, the Evangelist gives us the boost to our creature's damage again, but the Sunfall is less good for them now because they're just saving us from shouldering. And Pakal is something, but hello? They've got the Restless Bivouac to block, but that's okay, I think. We've got to start attacking because we're going to die otherwise. So they'll probably kill the Evangelist, I would. It is the pigs dying. Not killing the Evangelist would be a big mistake. Killing Squee is a mistake, right? Because we've got 4 things in our graveyard. So we can get that back. Did you top deck removal? Nope. What did we? What is it, a reprieve? Important. Okay. I think we still win. So we've got 12 damage, even if you block Squee. 6 times 2. Even my maths is that good. Leaving that Evangelist alive has cost you, my friend. GG. Can't kill Sheldred, just go rounder. Alright. Dreamac. Or some other D-hack, but fine. I've got the Crossroads for red when we need it, but we don't even need it right now, so we'll start with Chorus. Inspector would be better if we had Bunnicorn in hand, but we'll get it. Yeah, we'll flash in the reinforcements. Feels like it's like you need a number of mountains. Maybe it's got a Karlov or whatever it's called. So we play this and this. Get rid of that wizard because in case they've got the nice spell, that's the 2-2. And we solved our case. So definitely a wizard deck then. We'll play this one, this one. Slightly concerned killing that. That implies that we're killing all of our creatures because otherwise they block something that doesn't give me a creature back, you would think. Even if they have, we'll probably be okay because Evangelist still give us another 2-1, then we've got 2 2-1s in our hand, plus the Bivouac. That's not this. Oh man, this is brutal. Double rally. So 2-1 plus the battle cry. That is brutal. I don't think that's gonna save you. Yeah, a little bit. Not bad damage for turn 4, eh? What rank are we at? 1040. Alright, next one against a modern man. Number 579. Going second. Okay. Hope it's not mono red, because we've got a little bit of a slow version of our hand. But it's okay. But I mean these pain lands. Doesn't look like mono red. A whole lot of forests around in the top 1200. So what's going on, modern man? Green red. Interesting. Drawing. Let's Bunnicorn then, let's go big. Give them a must kill because otherwise it's going to get out of hand very quickly with this deck. It looks like they are the spells deck. Isn't it? Interesting. Legends with Witch's Mark. Is it Gruul Legends? What big beastie if they got to play? I suppose the worst case would be like a Kogler and Yadara and then fight one of 5 creatures. Because they can play for 6, in theory. Okay, it's not just the wood, it's the 5 colour deck, but the Witch's Mark. That's interesting. Like that. Interesting. Nice. boys. We'll just block one, shall we? Assume that they can't make that one, remaining one, an extra 6 damage. Okay, that's exactly what I need. They're going to struggle to survive this one. Yeah, that's a lot of creatures. GG. Interesting take on legends, but not interesting enough. Alright. Next one. Not our best hand, but we've got a lot of juice in this hand, so these bivouacs. Probably the last one we are good. Let's go with it first because we can't afford to not have lands on curve later. Let's go rally. Get in for a couple of points of damage while there's no blockers. Haste is nice. Lots of tap lands from my green deck. Okay. Let's go chorus and case. Still the guy after. Don't think we want that around. Obviously we can sack the knight for the case, but we'll take that because it's going to cost 1. No sacking the might. Going to attack. Okay. Great. Quick creature gets +1/+2 and reach and can't be blocked by more than one creature. I think I'm going to play the long game here. Or the long game anyway. Now the might's going to get sacked. But it might be too late. Hammy. Interesting. Yep. But with Imodane's recruiter, yeah. Hold on. So they block for 3, and we've got 5. We've only got 15 damage, right? Doesn't actually win us the game. So it puts them on 1. And the Kami has to die. If they don't block the Imodane, then they die. So it's pretty good. GG. This deck, man, it's just brutally painful to play against because you've got to always be wary that you could die next turn. Alright. Another one. This really is a deck for climbing the ladder. It is insane. We've got all the 3 drops. Which do we not want? This one. This one. Because this is nice with this. As long as we get the 3rd land, we'll be happy. Don't shoot it before it's attacked. Otherwise I'll attack you anyway. I did one. Oh no, I won't. This has no haste. It was an empty threat, my friend. My empty threat. Redden's Resolve. Spells deck. Anim, Pakal, Imodane. Job done. Another Redden's Resolve. Anim, Pakal. creatures. This deck is nice because it really gets under the decks that are relying on that stupid 3-drop enchantment, whatever it's called. Two burns for Anim. 2 burns for Anim. In that case, we will play out some more creatures because we do not have the win. That's the stupid enchantment I was talking about. Now is when the fun starts. You won't be greedy and make a sorcery. You don't need to. So we've only got 14 damage. If they've locked the recruiter, why would you not lock the recruiter? You had life. For long time. It wasn't for long anyway. GG. Alright. Aegis. Fine. Bivouac causing us an issue again, maybe? Yeah, no. Good. So we chorus into reinforcements, into bivouac in case, I think. Assuming our opponent has any creatures, which they might not. They might just want to kill the chorus, but there's not a lot of them. And then we've got Warleaders. Play a creature. Come on. That's all we need. A nice creature with 3 toughness or less. Fine. We will go and grab a red. In that case, we don't need to use the case now. We can play this and this. They can't summon next time. I wonder if this is a Sunfall type deck. Typically, yeah, okay. Then they're definitely just running out this thing. This is got Sunfall written all over it, unfortunately. Because 2 of our things spawn stuff when they die. Aha! No land, maybe? That would suck for you, my friend. Union is good, though. It gets you a lot of life. Yeah, focused attack. And then yeah. Because next time we could do 2 damage. Yeah, even if they Sunfall, we're in okay spot. They're not Sunfalling, then I think even if they have another Union with all those cards in hand, I don't think it's enough. Nope. It was Sunfall or die that turn. Alright. Look, it can't find any mythic opponents that can beat us, so it's resorting to diamond. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to not have this. I mean, it's probably playing too safe, but I don't want to have untapped. I don't want to have tap lands. White and blue. Oh, it's a nice 105 still in the deck. Big boy. Alright, we're just going straight in for the call, I think. Let's sort this out in a quick, fast, dirty way. Temporary lockdown. You are a scoundrel. That is not nice, eh? Unbelievable scoundrelship. This looks like Settle the Wreckage, which is from a long many standards ago, but it's not. It's a Teferi's contingency. Him to the ages. I'm not going to do it for you, I'm afraid. GG. Too fast. Just too damn fast. Alright. Back on the mythic opponents. We're getting closer to this high numbers ourselves. Ugh, double pain land is double pain land, but pain land we shall. Red, eh? Red. We're not gonna like the pain lands, are we? Uh-oh. Red and white. I'm doing this one because I don't want to pay double for these. Reprieve? What is this? Red light control? Yeah. Well, shit. This is not that. This could be the one that undoes us, boys. Can't deal with a mentor on the turn it's played. And also I'm paining myself just to get anywhere. We haven't got our lands, or it gets pretty much the worst case scenario. We are gonna lose hard here. Can't be bothered to clear it out. No land, no fun. Alright, can we get back to having lands now, please, game? Got some. Red. Do you need one more there, please? That is not one more. Black, white, Bunnicorn. Might be running cut down, but it's less likely than likely. Fine. Is it Black White Death Touch? Black White. I don't know what this is. I do not know. Toxic, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Still haven't got the third land, as usual. 10 cards, 2 lands, beautiful. That's a big hit with the Bunnicorn. Got a good blocker for the Skull Dweller as well at the moment, so... Okay, Bunnicorn down. Not necessarily going to stop us doing what we need to do, but could slow us up. Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to take free poison. Ah. Come on, dude. This is just that bullshit, isn't it? It's like, how many times can you run a 40% chance of this? Over the course of 2 games. for next turn. Probably Imodane rather than the call, just because the call can be removed. Fine, you can attack with those. We won't block. The 7 toxic. Oh, they only take us to 8. Fine. We've got that, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Where have we ended up? 790. Okay, as promised, quick look at the stats at the end. So I've actually played 48 games with this deck in 2 hours and 40. So this is a super rapid climbing deck, and with a 75% win rate. I mean, this thing, I haven't played anything that climbs successfully for a flipping long time in the Alchemy Best of 1 ladder. I mean, this latest version as well, 16 for 3 in an hour, 84% win rate. This thing is absolutely insane. Almost to the point where something here needs a nerf. It's like so hard to play against. Now, also the thing that's good is like all the things that appear regularly in the meta, which I would count as like these. Our win rates that we're putting out are solid. Like Black White is such a good deck in the meta because of Porkai Important and the Ring and the Sheldreds. Like this deck is hard to beat, but because those things all appear at like turn 3 and 4, this is a banger for us to beat down. We're beating down mono red just because we are as fast, but then has that go wide effect with blockers like Crawling Chorus and Spearguard. So as long as you think about what your opponent's next play is against mono red, it's often the case that we can leave the right stuff behind to block and just about get through. Now obviously it's not guaranteed. We can always lose against mono red. Any deck can lose against mono red and alchemy, but it's a damn good matchup for us. And then mono black, really good. Even Esper, it should be pretty good against it. Now this is the deck that's going to be running Sunfall, so just have to bear that in mind. You have to sort of think a little bit about what you're playing against, how much you want to commit to the board. Basically only committing where you can beat them down and win. But given how quick the games are, even if you play this suboptimally and have like a 65% win rate, which would be pretty suboptimally, you're still going to climb fast. And this is all in like Mythic, right? This is where I entered Mythic at about 97% 1 day ago, and I'm already up to 750. This, I reckon, could take you into the top 250. It is that kind of deck that is gonna do really well. So if you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Please subscribe. I really actually appreciate everyone who's watching. The comments that I've had on the channel are really, really nice and kind, and I do appreciate it. It makes all the difference to me. So thank you very much, everyone who has commented or liked these videos. Take care, guys. Bye for now.